everybody? I'm here today to talk to you about and show you 5 examples of unsafe lane changes to avoid. These are 5 different types of lane changes that you should definitely avoid. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. I'm actually going to be heading onto the main road right now, and I'll show you the unsafe lane changes. Now, I will not be actually doing the unsafe motions myself, because I don't want to purposely put anyone at risk or myself at risk. So I won't be actually doing the unsafe gestures, but I'll be telling you what they would be and sort of demonstrating them to the best of my abilities as I can while still being safe. Wow, this parking lot is an absolute mess right now. I'm going shopping on a Sunday afternoon, and it is a disaster right now, so I'm gonna get out of here. So the first unsafe lane change is not signaling. Now, I'm not gonna do this because I am completely against not signaling. There's a harsh bump. I'm completely against not signaling. I have everything against not signaling. I always signal pretty much. But it would be if you switch lanes without signaling. So I'm gonna switch lanes now. My signal's on, but we're gonna pretend that my signal wasn't on. That means that nobody around me knows what I'm doing. And also, it also means that if I fail to correctly check my mirrors or my blind spot and someone is there, boom, I'm likely going to get into an accident. Whereas if I have my signal on and I don't see that person there, they still know that I plan on switching lanes, so they're already ready to move if need be, okay? So not signaling is horribly, unbelievably unsafe, and I don't even want to demonstrate it once. That's how unsafe I believe it is, okay? Number 2 is not looking ahead in the lane, okay? So basically, in the lane that you're going into. So let's say I'm driving right here, and I want to switch lanes over here to the right, okay? So I switch lanes to the right, so I do my safety checks, I switch lanes, and boom, there's a car that's right there because I didn't look ahead in the lane. Now I gotta slam my brakes, okay? It's horrible. Or now there's a parked car in that lane. Now I gotta slam my brakes, or I gotta swerve back over. It's horribly unsafe. You should be doing 2 things when you switch lanes: looking ahead in the lane that you're in, and looking ahead in the lane that you're going to be in, your future lane, okay? Very simple, because it's gonna allow you to make a safe maneuver from one lane to the next, and there will be no surprises. But people say, well, Mike, what happens when I can't see? Well, if you can't see down that next lane, then you shouldn't really be switching lanes. But I'll tell you what you can do. You can increase your following distance, so space yourself out, okay? And then it'll give you a better vision of down the next lane, at least for the most part. So basically, you should only be switching lanes when you can see down the lane that you're going to be switching into, okay? And not looking down the next lane is horribly unsafe. What's going on here, bro? What's happening? What is this? What's going on? Why is everybody stopped, brother? Why is everybody stopped? This whole lane is stopped that I was in. This whole lane is going. Why? Because some people decide to go into the intersection and wait in the intersection. And just wait there during a red light. They're in the middle of the intersection. Buddy, get out of the way. You're halting the entire lane of traffic. I'm sorry. I apologize. I send my deepest apologies to everyone watching this. But don't be that kind of driver. Anyways, sorry about that. Back to business number 3. Switching lanes too quickly. When you switch lanes, it should be at a gradual pace. It should take a couple of seconds to go from one lane to the next. Oh, here we go again, bro! Let's go! Holy, move it! My gosh, you greedy person. Everyone's got to squeeze into the advanced left, right? You know, you got to stop all the lanes of traffic. I just wasted 20 seconds of a green light waiting for somebody. Anyways, let's move it. If I switch lanes too quickly, I can demonstrate that because there's nobody here really. So I have my signal, I do my safety checks, and just go like that. Way too fast, and I'll tell you why. If I didn't see that there was someone there, I might hit them, right? Because it doesn't give them advance notice. And also, it's just too hasty of a decision to switch lanes that quickly. You need to switch lanes. It should only take a few seconds to switch lanes. You shouldn't switch too quickly. Number 4 is switching too slowly, okay? Now, switching too slowly is, I would argue, worse than switching too quickly. Because at least when you switch too quickly, you have the confidence to know that you did your safety checks. That's why you're switching a little too fast. But when you switch too slowly, it shows that you're not clear as to what you're doing. So let's say this person beside me wants to switch lanes. I'm letting them go, right? And they're like inching over. And it's taking them, 10, 15 seconds to switch lanes. I'm waiting for them to get in the lane. Okay, I'm slowing down so they can get in the lane potentially. This person over here behind them in their other lane, in their previous lane, is waiting for them to move out of the way so they can continue driving. It puts everybody in a jeopardizing state because we're all angry, just like we were right back there. Being a good driver prevents accidents also because you're a good driver, but because you don't get other drivers frustrated. You see, when people do greedy things like I just showed you right there, it gets other drivers frustrated and it makes accidents more likely to happen because of them. Yes, it's the driver's fault that's frustrated, but they're getting frustrated because of that person. Don't be greedy, okay? And don't switch lanes too slowly. Last but not least is number 5, which is switching at the last possible moment. This is one of the worst things that so many people do so often, okay? Let's say I have to make a right turn up ahead. I would switch lanes now well in advance so that I can be in the lane that I need to get into, the rightmost lane. But let's say I'm like, oh, I got to turn here. I signal, I switch lanes. I slow down, I hammer my brakes to turn, right? And then I jeopardize everyone's safety just because I decided to switch lanes at the last possible moment. What you should do is, if you know you have to make a right or a left up ahead, or get off the highway, onto the highway, whatever the case is, get into the lane that you need to get into well in advance. And you're like, well, Mike, what if I don't know? Well, then make yourself know. Pull over to the side of the road into a parking lot, pull out your GPS, figure out where you need to go, and then get into that lane early enough. Okay? I've had enough of this nonsense of people being unsafe all the time, frustrating other drivers. Yes, sorry if this video comes across as being partially a rant, but it really is. I've had enough of this nonsense, okay? Drive properly, drive safely, for your sake and for the sake of everyone else. Please do it. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.